Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And here's our non-spoiler review for Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog is directed by Jeff Fowler and stars Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic, James Marsden, Jim Carrey, and Tika Sumpter. A small-town police officer discovers Sonic and has to help him escape the evil Dr. Robotnik. Sonic the Hedgehog, the trailer that had a whole
broke the internet.
That literally broke the internet and then changed the entire appearance of Sonic because of the outcry from the internet, which I still find it to be completely wild. But I remember the first time I saw it, and it wasn't even I remember it not even being able to focus on the plot of the trailer
because I was staring at his eyes and legs.
Well, no, it's the human teeth too. I was like, no. But then they changed it. The whole thing, and they even kind of changed the trailer up just a little bit. I mean, obviously the main change that they did was the look of Sonic, but they also changed the song that went with it, which changed kind of the entire mood and vibe of the trailer.
Yeah, I mean, that first trailer was really bad, and then the second trailer came out, and then you're like, wait, is this the same movie? This looks like a completely different film.
Yeah.
And it's weird how there's been so much talk and drama and intrigue about this trailer, and it's the fact that there was an uproar, and then they actually fixed it when most movie studios would have been like, we're not going to do that. So it's really interesting to see the end product finally for this movie, and I have to admit, I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, especially that new trailer with the updated Sonic really did change my mind about it. Where I was like, I went from not even at all interested to, okay, I think I'd watch this because they made it look like it was going to be fun. And before we really dive into this review, I want you guys to know that this is, first and foremost, a movie made for kids in mind. This is like an all ages movie, so we're not going to be looking at it from like a, an adult, think of it more of as like a family outing type of movie.
Yeah, definitely. There was a lot of kids in the audience, and they even gave us
oh yeah, we went to the press screening and we got like a little. It was really for the kids, but they asked if we wanted one. We were like sure, and we got like a little paddle, the one that Sonic plays with that we're not good at very much.
It's really difficult.
Who knew? And like sparkly, just cutesy things that I got a kick out of because we're big kids. So this movie, it kind of gave us a look at the movie told Sonic's origin of where he came from, and he's got this special power, and he was discovered, and people wanted his, or not people, but the beings wanted his power, so that's where the magic rings came in, and these rings essentially allowed him to escape to whatever world or planet that he needed to be in order to keep himself safe, and that's how he ended up on Earth.
And I think it's a really cute, easy way to kind of tell a little backstory and then bring him into our world, kind of a thing. It was has been tried many times. Let's bring the video game or / comic book character into our world, kind of a thing. Sometimes doesn't work out very well. But I have to admit, the way they structured it and the way they told that part of the story was actually very well executed. They didn't spend much time on it. They kept it kind of simple and easy and still fun.
For kids, yeah.
So I think the way that they brought Sonic into our world was actually very well executed. His story here on Earth, because he was like what, an extra dimensional kind of, and and he can jump from world to world with these rings.
You mean in the movie or in the sense of something else?
Well, in the sense of the movie.
Yeah. But the thing is that the rings, he was instructed that you don't just use them because you can, because he only has a specific number of it. So once he uses it up, it's done. So, it was instructed don't use them in case of emergency, essentially. So he's been very, very, what's the word? I'm using them very sparingly. And so he's trying to stay on Earth as hidden as possible, but being Sonic, high energy, and also is very lonely, doesn't have any friends. He can't really make a connection with anybody because then that puts himself in danger. Then he may have to leave Earth.
Yeah.
So he kind of just watches this little town of Green Hill, and that's where he meets James Marsden, the cop.
And I like how they did that. They really made the story more of a buddy-buddy friendship movie.
Yeah.
And I think that was very much in the right direction to go. And I liked just how they kind of explained what it was about Sonic that he was longing for, what his motivation. It was very straightforward, and it was very enjoyable to watch too.
It's a little bit of a buddy cop movie. It's a little bit of a coming of age, I guess, maybe for Sonic, because he's kind of young, sort of, and doesn't have any friends. But more of a buddy cop, I would say. And of course, once Sonic was, you saw this in the trailer, he kind of ran around the baseball field, and his, I don't know what's like.
Yeah, he made like a big. EMP, electromagnetic pulse.
And it kind of blew out the power of the whole town, and it was a big reaction, like took out a satellite and everything in space.
Which
so,
then
of course,
brings forth
Dr.
Carrey
with fingers in my face.
Well, that's what he kind of was. He's very Jim Carrey in this movie. And at
in the best way possible.
In the best way possible.
Yes.
I have to admit, when I first saw that first trailer, I was like, "Oh my God, Jim, what are you doing?" Then I saw the second trailer. I'm like, "Okay," and they execute it pretty well. Jim Carrey, you can tell Jim Carrey's having fun, and it's one of those kind of characters that kind of very much lends itself to Jim Carrey's style of comedy.
Yes.
And I just loved watching him interact with the different characters in the film, and he was just a fun character.
Yeah, I feel like for me the most entertaining part of the movie and the best part about the movie was probably Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik, because every time he was on screen, we were going to get a performance, and I felt like his energy and kind of having that character in the same scene really uplifted the movie even more.
Yeah.
And the jokes, sometimes he said one, and I can't remember what it was, but he said something, and I was like, I feel like that was a Jim Carrey improv, for sure. It was in a scene with James Marsden, but I can't remember exactly what was said. But he, I think, to me, is the one to watch for in this movie. But
oh, yeah.
Other than that,
and James Marsden still, even though his character was kind of a straight man,
very like
he plays the straight man very well in this movie. And I think for what the role that he was given in this, it looked like he had a lot of fun with it. Kind of being the, wanting to be this knight in shining armor. Kind of thing.
Yeah. But also a little bored of like the small town life.
Fun little characters that they had in there throughout the entire movie that really makes it very enjoyable. Yeah. But I do have to admit, everything in this movie, there's nothing really original with this movie. Like, we haven't seen this kind of a story in other action films or other fun family adventure kind of things. It's the mythical creature that needs to be saved from the bad guys that want to find them, kind of thing. But it's the way they tell it that really makes this movie enjoyable.
Yeah, and I have to say again, it's a very simple storyline. I don't want to say it's formulaic, but it is a story that we have seen before. I think what really makes it kind of cool is that we're seeing it's a video game movie.
Yes.
And we know those don't really do the best in box office. Like when it's executed, it's always not quite.
Yeah.
Right. So
this movie knew what it was.
It knew what it was.
And it played to that.
And it's not trying to be too heavy because it's Sonic, so it's fun and it's young and it's got a lot of energy, and I think that's kind of what makes it fun, and it kind of makes it for the audience like you're not looking at it with some sort of like a criticism eye. You're just kind of taking your family and your kids to have a good time. So I found it really enjoyable, and for me, there were plot holes, but it's just like you don't really question it.
Yeah, honestly, that is very true.
You just glaze over it.
You kind of glaze over anything like, oh, that was kind of convenient in the storytelling. But honestly, they're usually not blatantly in there, but I have to admit, it's just, kind of like, okay, and you can still enjoy the movie.
Yeah. So with that said, do you want to go ahead and give your rating?
I actually enjoyed this movie quite a bit, and I'm going to give it a check it out. Okay. I mean, if you're a Sonic fan, if you played the video game, then yeah, definitely go check it out. Even if you're not, it's still one of those films that's kind of fun to watch with family and friends. So yeah, go to a movie and check it out.
Cool. I'm going to give this, so do I want to like say a disclaimer before my rating? So in the vein that it is a kids movie, like if you have family, I would give it a check it out. But for me personally, someone who is like around closer to my age, and if you're not going with kids because like you don't have your own kids or like you're not doing like a family outing or something like that, I would give this movie a matinee it. I did have a lot of fun watching it. I think a lot of the jokes were a lot more adult than I expected, in a good way. It's not like they're not dirty jokes or anything like that that would fly over the kids' heads, but they catered it. They knew
adults get the humor.
Yeah,
more.
They knew like for the nostalgia, the adults were gonna come, and for the kids who like Sonic, they're gonna come. So it was like a nice middle ground for everybody, and it was enjoyable. But it is a matinee for me because if I had to check it out on like a Friday night and you put another movie up against this one, I might. And that's my reasoning why.
No, that makes sense.
It's a matinee.
If you had two check it outs next to each other, yeah, you'd probably be like, let's go to the other one besides Sonic.
Correct. So you guys, that's it for this. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, and staying to the end. Was it at the end of
No, it was a mid.
It was a mid credit scene.
Yeah.
Staying to the end. And it will pay off. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys will like it. Okay, that's it for our non-spoiler review. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our Patreon. I know we've been a little absent on that, but we have a spoiler review coming for Birds of Prey. Not coming. It would, by the time you see this, it would be up. So it's there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for supporting us, and we will see you in the next review. Bye.